Okay, in this video we're going to look at a utility called SVG See. We're going to talk a little bit about what an SVG file is and what it has to do with labeling. We're also going to cover an issue with Windows 10 and Windows 11 and what SVG See solves. And we're going to look at the before and after. So first of all, let's talk about what an SVG file is. This page on Wikipedia explains it pretty good. Shows us the difference between a raster file like a GIF file, a JPEG, a PNG, and a vector file like an SVG file. All of the safety icons in our labeling software are vector files. The labeling software does support if you want to use your own PNG file or JPEG, that's fine. But the benefit of a vector file over a raster file is that when you enlarge it, you don't lose any quality with an SVG. So with like a JPEG, if you enlarge it, you're going to start to see pixels. With a vector file, you won't do that. So you're going to get better print quality when you use an SVG file. All right, so let's look at the issue, and so we can see what that has to do with labeling. In our labeling software, I'll go ahead and open it up. This is SafetyPro Label Designer. The SVG file is the default format. So let's go ahead and just start up a quick label here. We'll go ahead and make a 4x6. And then we're just going to immediately put an image file in there. All of our images are installed in your pictures folder under SafetyPro pre-made symbols. So let's just go into like the arrow folder. Now you see these previews? Windows doesn't generate previews for SVG files. That actually goes back to like Windows 8 where they decided they're going to pull that out. They found an error in the way that those were rendered, and rather than fixing it, they just pulled out the preview. And they still haven't put it back in as of Windows 11. So people are kind of left to solve that problem on their own. One solution is that and I'll show you this here in a second, but for now let's just go ahead and show you what a SVG file is. There's an arrow, for example. And it doesn't matter if you make it small or big, it always has the same quality. You see that it doesn't get pixelated. So those are the files. Now let's go ahead and exit this for now and look at the issue. Again, in your pictures folder under SafetyPro pre-made symbols, you're going to find a library of pre-made symbols with no previews. That's not a function of our software or our files, it's just a function of Windows. One solution is to generate a contact sheet, which we've done. You'll notice that in your SafetyPro symbol library, each folder will have a contact sheet. These contact sheets show you which icons you have and the file name associated. So you could say, okay, I want warning 001 with an exclamation, or warning 003 has this person with a lightning bolt there. You could do it that way, and you could just import the image that you want, but that means every time you got to go into this contact sheet and find the one you want. Less than ideal. Another solution is that there are different pieces of software that will reinstate the SVG preview. I believe some Adobe products have that built in, so if you have Adobe products installed, you might already see these SVG files and don't have to do anything. If you see the file previews, you don't need to do anything. There's other, like Windows Power Toys will fix this if you want it to, but it's a little more complicated. But the simplest one that we've found is called SVG See. And if you're on our website and you go to the downloads folder where all the applications are, we have it listed under utilities. There's a 64-bit version and a 32-bit version. So we're going to go ahead and download this and install it so you can see how it works. It's an open source application. You can go to their GitHub page and get the source code for it if you want. It's free, doesn't cost anything, and it's very small and simple. So we're going to go ahead and run this installer. Again, it's open source, so you'll see that in the license agreement. And again, all this, the small utility does, SVG See, it re-enables that ability to see SVG preview files in your Explorer window. It's not perfect. It'd be better if Windows actually just fixed that, but it is something. And now you see in my Explorer window, all the individual SVG files have a preview showing. And that's going to be the same if you go into SafetyPro Label Designer. I'll show you how that works now. Create a new label. Let's make it a 4x6. Insert a new image. Let's go into our pre-made symbols. Go back down here to the Warning International again. And you see, rather than just having that little edge icon, it actually shows you what you're going to be inserting. So just a lot better. Click in there, and much, much easier. So we highly recommend that if you want to make things easy on yourself, if you don't have Adobe products or PowerToys already installed and you need to see SVG previews, go ahead and download from our software page, under Utilities, SVG See. Install it real quick and you'll have that SVG preview problem solved.